More than 200 trucks are lining up at the Rafah crossing to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza. It comes as demonstrators increase at the crossing in the hopes authorities will allow essential services to filter through.
For days, they have been waiting. More than 200 trucks full of aid desperately needed in Gaza, but stuck on the Egyptian side of the Rafah border crossing. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres hoped to be here for a much-needed diplomatic win.
As quickly as possible.
Instead, he found himself in the midst of a protest, his remarks drowned out by the crowd.
People are chanting over and over again, with our blood, with our souls, we will defend Palestine. There's a huge amount of anger, a huge amount of emotion, much of it directed at the West.
We need justice! We need justice!
And much also at Western media, who people here feel have favored Israeli voices over Palestinians.
Where is your humanity?
A protester starts shouting at me. We invite her to do an interview with us.
Okay, fine. When 1,000+ Palestinian babies die, you don't feel the same. You don't feel the same as when I tell you one of your own has died. But these are our own. And it is unfair, and Egypt will stand with Palestine. All Western channels are talking for Israel. If the United Nations is standing for Israel, if all these international institutions are standing for Israel, who's there for the Palestinians? And don't call it a war. The jargon is even more infuriating. It's not a war. They're not on equal footing. It is not a war.
For many, it is deeply personal. A Palestinian man holds up his ID.
I can't contact with my family there.
Your family's on the other side.
Yeah, I have 7 sisters, and my father, my mother, grandmother, uncles, all my family is there. I can't contact with them. I don't know.
Are they okay?
I don't know if they are okay or not.
As Egyptian soldiers stand by, the demonstrators get more animated. Protests are normally illegal here, but today the Egyptian president called on people to take to the streets.
So this is rapidly becoming a very chaotic scene now. They're trying to get the Secretary-General out of here.
We are ordered back onto the buses and escorted out through the crowd back to Arish Airport, where piles of aid sit by the runway, so close to where they need to be, but held back, the UN says, by complications over how to monitor the trucks that enter Gaza and how to establish a continuous humanitarian corridor.
When you saw the anger of those protesters, most of it leveled at Israel and the U.S., but also at the international community for failing to stop the situation, what's your response?
I think what's important to say is that we are doing everything we can, engaging with all the parties to make sure that sooner rather than later we are able to have not only a first convoy, but continued aid to the population in Gaza.
Timeline.
I think it should be as quickly as possible and with as many as possible trucks to cross in the first few days.
But that is little comfort to the people of Gaza, for whom every day, every hour is vital.